Today we are having with us Dr. Dilip sir, and Dr. Dilip is the co-chancellor at Commonwealth University and had until recently been professor at Christ University, Lavasa, Pune. He has written several research papers, case studies, and book chapters published in national and international journals. He has also received a reviewer for the several international journals and editor board member of the few of them. Besides having the hosted international and national conference, Dr. Nandilokar has also participated in several national and international conferences and has been awarded several times for his work. Dr. Nandilokar is a regular keynote speaker in conference and seminar. Apart from this, having been a panelist on several occasional and has conducted a few workshops related to entrepreneurship strategies and branding. Uh, an alumni of Asian Institute of Management, Maniala, Philippines, Professor Dilip. He is a management postgraduate specialized in marketing and strategic planning and is a BSc honors in the chemistry. He has a doctoral degree from the Thapar University, Patiala. The topic of his thesis was marketing strategy and business planning amongst small and medium enterprise in his area of globalization with a special reference to the automotive sector. Now, the guiding philosophy behind all the endeavor, Dr. Dilip, has always been to succeed because of his employee, peers, subordinates, customers, clients, students, trainees, or anyone choosing to associate with him must by delivering plus value. So, with this wonderful welcome to your sir, now I request you to, sir, please give your thoughts and your knowledge about this topic that is delivering value plus and share your opinion on this, sir. Yes, sir.
Rahul, thank you very much and welcome to all the people who are in this convocation. I can't see many of you, but let's see. I'm going to try to tell you how I try to do, try to deliver value plus. Okay, so I will try and share some slides that would, visually, I guess it will be better. Can you see my slide?
No, sir, it's not yet visible.
So what do I do? Okay, let me try it another way. This is the problem with this,
Sir, you have just shared everything. You just share a window so that, yeah, it's visible now.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
So I can't see any of you in this. Basically, delivering value plus is how you shape your future endeavors, how you want people or companies or bosses, friends, subordinates, and everyone. So it is trying to shape your future today and every day. So because tomorrow is the future of today, and today was the future of yesterday. So we'll come to some of the basic things first. Since I'm addressing a group of professional students, so here is what the world has moved. You see, the Industrial Revolution began way back in the 18th century, and it was first based around steam. So steam engines, steam boilers, etc., etc. Over time, it again from 1870 onwards, it switched over to electricity. That was what brought the next revolution, and it was electric vehicles, electric engines, everything started happening then. The Industry 4.0 was actually around ICT, the computers, the software, etc., etc. And Industry 4.0, which is the era that we have already entered, is around, I will not get into too much details, is around understanding empathies. Okay. So empathizing with people who choose to associate with you. It may be your customer, it may be your company colleagues, it may be your family, it may be anybody. So the Industry 4.0 revolves around things like artificial intelligence, which or machine learning, etc., so that they can make things more comfortable and convenient for you, and make you more amenable, more acceptable to the people. Okay. So accordingly, the skills have moved in the same fashion. Okay. As you can see that in 2015, complex problem solving was an issue. The employers or anybody, the entrepreneurs, even your friends, felt good when you were solving complex problems for them. In the 20s, it has now become an issue mainly of people management. Complex problem solving remains. But as you can see, as we enter and progress in Industry 4.0, we see that judgment and decision making, having fluency of idea, active learning, learning strategies, these are at least the top 5 are the way you actually create value plus, where you make valid judgments, where the ideas that you want to transmit, this can be in your professional life, this can be in your personal life. The judgments that you make, the way you interact with people, is what it's all about. The ideas that you float around. Okay. The activity, again, I have a way of saying that you can be, please give me a minute. The ideas, the thing that I was trying to tell you, there is a difference between a person who is literate and a person who is educated. Okay. A literate person is somebody who can rattle off all the principles, all the right, this thing. It's something which you must have seen in that movie called Three Idiots. Okay. And who is an educated person? Educated person has 2 things. And those are the most important things as we progress into Industry 4.0. First is the curiosity. And the second is the humility to learn. So what it means really is that if you're curious, then you are always challenging the status quo or always trying to look at another angle to the same issue. And because you're humble, you don't mind going to the highest of the highest and the lowest of the lowest to learn from them. Okay, and that is what to me is a truly educated person. And this is what is also, so as you can see, the entire skill sets that is going to be required. And this is the World Economic Forum. So I'm not, just don't believe me. It is a result of a report turned out by World Economic Forum. So now, why is this happening? Can you see this better, please? And am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. It's visible.
So remember that human beings, it's not very wrong to say that it's always happiness that we pursue. We want to be happy. Okay, whether we want to be materialistic and be happy, or be spiritual and be happy, but it is always, search peace. The reason for peace is to stay happy. So it is always, the human beings are always pursuing happiness. And therefore, people may or may not remember what you did or what you said, but they will always remember how you made them feel. That is an important criteria which will now be growing, because machines are going to do a lot of things that you are doing now. So those kind of skills are not really going to be there. For instance, those skills which require too many routine works will not be required, because that machine can do. What will be required are the ones that will require a lot of thinking from the heart, if I may say so. Thinking from the heart means empathy. Okay, so the route to happiness is discovering values, okay, or delivering values. Okay, now value means a moral idea, a general conception, orientation. Sometimes it is simply means interest, attitude, preferences, needs, sentiments, dispositions. So we all live in a society, and man is supposed to be a gregarious animal. So once you believe that, you actually want to understand a particular society's moral values, and then the general attitude. So it may differ from let's say an Indian society and the society in the West. You need not respect or disrespect any of the society. What you have to do is look for the good things and try and assimilate them. And that is how societies grow. So how does one define, success? Okay. What is the price that we need to do? Because all of us are doing these courses, are working very hard to succeed. Now, that's one of the prices that we are paying. We are sacrificing some of our, pleasanter things or happier things for achieving success. In this respect also, the important thing is to ensure that if you make others successful, you automatically do become successful. That is a mark of a good leader. So here is the difference between the price and the value. As Warren Buffett, he's like one of the best investors in the world, the number one, and one of the billionaires in the top 10. He says price is what you pay to get something. Okay. Now this price need not always be, in rupee terms. It may be, the gratitude that you can, give or get. But value is exactly what you get. Okay. Now here value means something that satisfies your need. Okay. Something that satisfies. So let's say there are mobiles, and mobiles after mobiles. We have Chinese mobiles which are cheap. So price-wise, they are very attractive. But there is an iPhone which is very expensive, almost 1 lakh or maybe more. Of a nature which upgrades you. You feel good about it. Okay. So the value of iPhone is actually the price that you want to pay, because that is what you are getting out of it. So value is acquiring and delivering happiness. I hope you all agree, because the moment you can acquire happiness, that's when you go and pay for an iPhone, or you can deliver happiness by selling that same thing. If you were in Apple and selling iPhone, it would be the same. Now, one man is different from the other. So the selling of happiness or delivering of happiness may vary. This is another thing to be kept in mind while trying to deliver value. So I want to know, what would you like to do? So happiness here is, a rat race that we all hear about running. So here's a small little video that you could watch and then get back to me. So you understood what is happiness and what it really is all about. It's not always about money. So each one has his own yardsticks and own perception of happiness. We need to cater to that. So the definition is a feeling of an emotion such as pleasure or joy, appraisal of satisfaction or the quality of life, subjective well-being, or eudaimonia. Eudaimonia is a feeling of well-being. Here is a small video on this.
Eudaimonia is a Greek word commonly translated as happiness or welfare. However, human flourishing has been proposed as a more accurate translation. It consists of the words eu, good, and daimon, spirit. It is a central concept in Aristotelian ethics and political philosophy, along with the term literate, most often translated as virtue or excellence, and phronesis, often translated as practical or ethical wisdom. In Aristotle's works, eudaimonia was, based on older Greek tradition, used as a term for the highest human good, and so it is the aim of ethics and political experience, what it really is, and how achieved. Ethicare and happiness, eudaimonia, is one of the central concerns of ancient ethics, and a subject of much disagreement. As a result, there are many varieties of eudaimonism. Two of the most influential forms are those of Aristotle and the Stoics. Aristotle takes virtue and its exercise to be the most important constituent in eudaimonia, but acknowledges also the importance of external goods.
So I will not continue with the video. This recording will be sent to Professor Chauhan, and he can share it with you. So the important question is happiness enough? Is that all? If we can create happiness, is that all? You know, it's a point to think that is happiness the only thing that the human being wants, or is happiness the only thing that you want? So here is something which you will read in your management classes. Okay, it's the human needs hierarchy, which is an extended one. This has been first introduced by. Okay, so how the whole thing starts. First is the physiological need, need for food, need to breathe clean air, and things like that. Then it is to remain safe. Then it is to belong to people, to our families, to our friends, to anybody who chooses. We want to be respected, so there is a certain amount of selfness esteem. Now, these are needs which are classified as a kind of deficiency needs. I mean, if there is, get the higher needs and go for it first, and you try to achieve that. Now, right now, the first three needs you have. So here it is. I mean, you are studying mostly to ensure that you rise in prestige in the eyes of others by rising up. Then comes the cognitive needs, the aesthetic needs, the self-actualization. Now, self-actualization, transcendence are the final human needs. Self-actualization is when you are able to become yourself completely without any kind of, fear for any kind of judgment. Okay. And transcendence is when you go beyond yourself. That's what is called the moksha. Okay. So that is how the needs grow. Now, as you can see, most of us are in these three columns: esteem, cognitive, and aesthetic needs. So what happens is that when we start offering something, either our interaction, a product, or a service, it's the esteem that, for instance, iPhone talks about all these three things. You must have seen all the advertisements of all the mobile phones. They will talk about Snapdragon, whatever chip, and so many cameras, this and that. But look at any iPhone ad, including even this new i12. They don't talk about, what are the technical features. They talk about what it could do. So it is the cognitive needs and it is the aesthetic needs that are actually being addressed. And because of that, the esteem goes up. So somebody, you or somebody who's carrying an iPhone is communicating this kind of a feeling amongst people. So happiness now, the value expectation is now that only happiness is not enough. Can there be a prolonged joy? Okay, so whatever you are studying, whatever life that you will be entering, a prolonged joy. Happiness is now a given. You won't succeed unless you don't have you communicate happiness, whether through your product, your service, or your personality. But can you communicate joy? That is the important thing, a joy that is lasting. So here is the difference. Happiness is a feeling based on immediate whatever can happen. Joy is an attitude that defies circumstances. So even like, let's say somebody becomes a good friend of yours, and even if you have a fight with him, he's still overjoyed meeting you next time. Okay, happiness is that way temporary, but joy is an attitude that he has towards you. Okay, so communication of joy is the next higher level that the human beings have now progressed to. As the civilization increases, more and more of this will come. So, but Value Plus is about creating delight. Okay, so it is one step higher than joy. It is about creating a delightful situation. Okay, so every time that a customer goes, you've communicated happiness. You've also had a long. Now, let's say I'll tell you of a story. In fact, I came to Gujarat in Ahmedabad, and I went to a hotel there. Now, my expectation was clean room, clean everything. That was there. And so I was happy. I was satisfied. I was eudaimonic because it took care of what I expected. But then as I entered, I looked at the table that was kept there, the writing desk, and there was a small welcome note from the manager, and there was a small discount coupon if I wanted to go and have a meal in the restaurant in that hotel. That was joy. I would remember that. And I made up my mind that next time around, when I come back to Ahmedabad again, I would go and stay in that hotel itself. And I said that, look, when you go there, this is what will happen. This is a very clean room, a large spacious room, very clean, everything and taken care of. And when you go to the desk, you can open and you will get a discount coupon in the envelope with a welcome note from the manager. We went there. My children were excited because they were going to get something for free, and they were already planning that they will take, pastries for that, things like that. Now, what could have happened? One, the hotel forgot about it. So the satisfaction, joy was gone. But what happens when that particular envelope is there? The joy remains. This time, since I went with my family, when I entered the restaurant, there was a small little, band kind of thing played welcoming us. What would one feel? Absolutely delighted. So delight is about raising the bar of value every time there is an interaction. Okay, so earlier there used to be, if you all, I don't know which year you are, but the concept of sales was a funnel kind of a thing where you carpet bomb the entire area and then prospect and then find the possible customers. So the funnel keeps becoming tighter and tighter until you get a few customers. That's changed now. Now, if you want to grow, whether in the company or whether yourself, then this is what you have to do. You need to attract the customers by being properly dressed, by being properly groomed, etc. Then you try and engage with them by delivering some kind of a value. And eventually, as a parting shot, you are able to surprise them with something very, very pleasant. Okay, so it has now become a flywheel kind of a thing. So even your individual growth happens like that you attract a company to employ you. You engage with that company, and particularly your bosses, peers, subordinates, okay, in a manner that every time the interaction ends, it ends with some kind of a joy. It's easier said than done, but it is not impossible. You can always practice it day after day, and that happens that after your interactions have happened, spend some time thinking it over, meditating it over as to what you could have done better or what went wrong. The more often you do it, you will start intuitively being able to deliver delight. So creating delight then is about empathy. Okay. Now, empathy is a small video I'll go through. So that's what it is. The last two are very important. Delivering value plus is making every